Here's a question to determine how would you prioritize and make decisions in emergency situation. You work as a firefighter and you receive an urgent call about a residential fire. As you race to the scene, you see that the flames have covered not just the initial building, but have also spread to adjacent one, putting even more lives at risk. What should be your top priority and immediate action? And you're presented with 4 possible choices. Choice A. Prioritize evacuating all occupants from both buildings before addressing the fires. Choice B. Request immediate backup and additional resources to handle the dual fire situation. Choice C. Focus on extinguishing the fire in the initial building to prevent its further spread. And last but not least, choice D. Carefully attempt to control both fires simultaneously, utilizing your advanced equipment and training. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the answer. On my end, I know how I am going to prioritize an answer, and obviously if you have a better way to do it, please make sure to post in comments. I think safety becomes highest priority during the emergency situation. Here's the list of priorities firefighters should do. Number 1 on the list of priorities should be ensuring safety of the residents. Evacuating all occupants from both buildings, which is option A, is a crucial initial step to ensure that lives are protected. Number 2 on the list of priorities should be resource management. Requesting immediate backup, which is option B, is essential because dealing with 2 simultaneous fires is a challenging task. Risk assessment and risk management fall into number 3 on the priority list for the firefighter. Firefighters trained to assess the situation carefully. Attempting to control both fires simultaneously, which represented by option D, without adequate resources, can lead to increased risk for both firefighters and the occupants of both buildings. I think preventing further spread of the fire should be number 4 on the priority list. While focusing on the initial building, option C may seem logical, modern firefighting techniques emphasize preventing the further spread of the fire to protect adjacent structures and save more lives. This often requires additional resources. I believe in situations like this, safety of human lives take precedence. I think the correct course of action is to prioritize the evacuation of all occupants from both buildings to ensure their safety. So the correct answer here is choice A, evacuate all occupants from both buildings before tackling the fire. Do you agree with my rationale and selection? If not, please make sure to post your answer and solution in comments so we can all learn. Some problems really make you think, and this is one of those challenges. You need to calculate the missing number, and you're presented with 2 rows of numbers. The first row contains numbers 12 and 16 on the outside, and on the inside you have number 56 in the brackets. The second row contains numbers 17 and 21 on the outside, and then comes the missing number in the middle in the brackets. You need to calculate and select the missing number out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 66. Choice B, 86. Choice C, 76. And last but not least, choice D, 96. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the answer. I am going to give you a quick hint here. Try to differentiate the numbers on the inside the brackets and on the outside of the brackets. Are you ready? I hope you are, because I am moving forward to share with you my version of the answer. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. To solve this challenge, let's look at the first row. First row has the numbers 12 and 16 on the outside and number 56 on the inside the brackets. The pattern that you needed to recognize is that the middle number inside the brackets is calculated as double sum of numbers outside of the brackets. Let me show you the example. For example, 56 is calculated as 12 by 2 plus 16 by 2, which would result in 24 plus 32, which would be equal to 56. Same way, the missing number can be calculated. 17 multiplied by 2 plus 21 multiplied by 2 would be equal to 34 plus 22 and would be equal to 76. Did you get to the same answer? If not, please make sure to post your answer, solution, and rationale in comments. Here's an amazing question to test your analytical skills. You're presented with 2 statements. The first statement is, some dogs are brown. The second statement is, some dogs are big. Assuming that the first two statements are true is the final statement is also true. Here's the final statement. At least one dog is big and brown. And you're presented with three different choices to choose from. Choice A, yes. Choice B, no. And last but not least, choice C, uncertain. Take a close look, maybe pause this video to analyze the statements to determine the right answer. On my end, I know the answer I am going to reveal, so I'm moving forward to share with you my version of the answer. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. What's important to know about these types of questions is that you can only make conclusions based on the information provided in the statements. Which means that if something must be true in the real life, but not supported by the first two statements, we cannot conclude that it is true based on the question asked. So let's look at the first two statements. It is possible that the dogs are brown, but at the same time they are not big, because statements do not definitively conclude any of this information. What the statements do establish is the existence of brown dogs and big dogs separately, which means that the information provided in the first two statements does not support the conclusion that there is at least one dog that is both big and brown. This is why the final statement cannot be considered true based on the given information. So the correct answer is choice B, no. Did you come up with the same conclusion? If not, please make sure to post your solution and rationale in comments so we can all learn. As you might have guessed, this video is full of surprises. This is why I have a surprise question for you. Take a close look at the series of numbers and determine which one logically completes the series. The numbers are 5, 10, 20, 40, and then comes the missing number, which you need to select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 100. Choice B, 80. Choice C, 50. And last but not least, choice D, 60. The answer is rather easy once you detect the pattern. And I have full confidence that as a subscriber or future subscriber to this channel, you will be able to do it. Are you ready? Once you're done answering this question, make sure to post it in comments section of this video so I can share with you my feedback. Thanks for participating and good luck solving the challenge. Here's an amazing question with the answer that will definitely surprise you. You're presented with the circle broken down into the 8 parts. Each part has letters inside, and letters are O, S, then comes the missing letter, T, another missing letter, O, another missing letter, and ends in P. You need to complete the object by selecting the choice of 3 grouped letters. Choice A is represented by letters I, E. Choice B is represented by letters T, N. Choice C is represented by letters E, N. And last but not least, choice D is formed by the letters of I, N. Take a close look to see if you can complete the object. I'm going to give you a quick hint to help you solve it. Take a close look what happens if you move clockwise. I'm pretty sure you are by now, so I'm moving forward to share with you my version of the answer. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. What's interesting about this question is how amazingly simple the solution is. If we start with the letter P, we can form a word position. Let me spell it for you. P-O-S-I-T-I-O-N. Let me pinpoint 3 considerations that will help you solve these types of problems on the test. When you look at the question is complete the object, and letters are the choices, which most of the time would mean that you need to form the word. Circle shape on the original question mimics the clock, which a lot of times mean that you need to select the direction, which could be clockwise or counterclockwise. To solve these types of challenges, you typically need to look at consecutive letters that are already present. So the 3 consecutive letters that are present are P-O-S, which would kick off your thinking about the word position. As you might have guessed by now, the correct choice here is choice D, letters I-N, which help you to form the word position. Did you come up with the different answer? Or maybe you have other tips on how to solve these types of challenges? Please make sure to post in comments. What's interesting about the question I'm about to present you is that it truly tests your analytical skills. You need to determine which number comes next in the sequence. And you're presented with the sequence of 6 numbers where 7th number is missing. The sequence is 23, 11, 20, 12, 18, 14, and then comes the missing number, which you need to select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 17. Choice B, 16. Choice C, 22. And last but not least, choice D, 20. Take a close look, maybe do mental math calculations to see if you can come up with the answer. Seems unsolvable, isn't it? But be sure that the answer will look so simple as soon as I reveal it, just like in the magic trick. Maybe give yourself additional 15 to 20 seconds to see if you can come up with the answer. Are you ready? Because on my end, I'm moving forward to share with you my version of the answer. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. If you are a frequent visitor or a subscriber to this channel, you know the rule. And rule is to find the pattern. But in this particular question, there are 2 independent patterns. Let's look closely so I can share them with you. The numbers 23, 20, 18, and 17 represent first pattern. And the next number is calculated by subtracting decrementing number from the previous number. Let's look at the example. 23 minus 3 equals 20. 20 minus 2 equals 18. You see that the 3 is decremented by 1 to get to 2. The next number is calculated as 18 minus 1, which is decrement from 2, equals 17. The even numbers 11, 12, 14, and then the missing number are calculated using the different pattern. In fact, the opposite pattern, where instead of decrement, we use increment. Let's look at the examples. 11 plus 1 equals 12. Then we increase 1 by additional number, and we increment 12 by 2, which leads us to a result of 14. Then the next number, the missing number, is calculated as 14 plus 3, which would be equal to 17. So the correct answer here is choice A, 17. Did you get to the same answer? If not, please make sure to post your answer and solution in comments. I love this question because it truly tests your logical thinking and analytical skills. You're presented with the series of numbers, and you need to determine which one of the following numbers logically completes the series. The numbers are 5, 10, 20, 40, and then comes the missing number, which you need to select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 100, choice B, 80, choice C, 50, and last but not least, choice D, 60. Take a close look, maybe pause this video to see if you can get to the answer. I think I know what my answer is going to be, so I'm moving forward to share with you my solution. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments so we can all learn. To answer this question correctly, you need to detect the pattern. And each number in the sequence is obtained by doubling the previous number. Let's take a look. The first number is 5, and 10 is calculated as double of 5. 5 multiplied by 2 equals 10. 20 is a double of 10, which is calculated as 10 by 2, which is equals 20. 40 is a double of 20, and it's calculated as 20 multiplied by 2 equals 40. So to find the missing number, we'll just need to continue the pattern. 40 multiplied by 2 equals 80. So the correct answer here is choice B, 80. This is one of my favorite questions because it tests your analytical skills as well as your abilities to identify sequences. You're presented with the series of numbers, and you need to identify the pattern and select the option that completes the series. Take a close look at the numbers. The numbers are 2, 5, 9, 14, and 20 in the first row. Second row is 3, 6, 10, 15, and 21. The third row is 4, 8, 13, 19, and 26. And last but not least, the fourth row has the series of numbers 1, 2, 4, 7, 11, and then comes the missing number. You need to detect the pattern and select the missing number out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 17. Choice B, 16. Choice C, 23. And last but not least, choice D, 18. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the solution. Are you ready? Because I already found my solution, so I'm moving forward to share with you my version of the answer. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. The key to solve these types of challenges is obviously to identify the pattern and not to overthink it. If we look at the series of numbers, we have 4 independent rows, and each row represents an independent sequence which follows the same pattern. So what is the pattern? And the pattern here is rather simple. The next number is calculated as previous number plus the increment. An increment increases by 1 with each subsequent number. Let's look at the example on how calculations are done for the first row of numbers. In the first calculation, the increment is 3. 2 plus 3 equals 5. Then increment increases by 1 and from 3 becomes 4, which means 5 plus 4 equals 9. Then increment increases again and 9 plus 5 equals 14. 14 plus 6 equals 20. I'm going to skip rows 2 and 3 so you can do calculations independently to practice your skills, but I am going to do the calculations for the last row. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Increment increases by 1, so 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 plus 3 equals 7. 7 plus 4 equals 11. And last calculation, 11 plus 5 equals 16. So the correct answer here is choice A, 16. Did you get to the same answer? If not, maybe you have a better way to solve it, so please make sure to post in comments so we can all learn. What I like about this question is that it tells you how well you can do mental calculations. Let's take a close look. 0.41 is the closest decimal approximation for which of the following fractions? And you're presented with 4 choices of fractions. Choice A, 1/2. Choice B, 2/5. Choice C, 3/8. And last but not least, choice D, 5/12. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the answer. On my end, I am ready to present you with my analysis and my answer, and obviously if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. So let's take a close look. To determine the closest approximation, we need to calculate the decimal equivalents for each fraction and then compare them to 0.41. So let's do it for each choice A, B, C, and D. For choice A, 1/2 is equal to 0.5. For choice B, the decimal equivalent for 2/5 is 0.4. For choice C, the decimal equivalent of 3/8 is 0.375. And for choice D, for 5/12, the decimal equivalent is 0.41666, and then it's repeating for 67. And then in the last step, we need to compare all these decimal equivalents to 0.41. So from my standpoint, the closest decimal approximation to 0.41 among the given fractions is choice D, 5/12. And that's because the result of the calculations, 0.4166667, is the closest to 0.41 when rounded to 2 decimal places. So the correct answer here is choice D, 5/12. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you for helping us to become one of the largest YouTube channels to help people become smarter, increase your IQ, and to pass any test. If the content of this video was helpful, please make sure to click the like button to help YouTube algorithm promote this video and help other people to find it faster. Giving us a like is also a way for you to tell us that you need more content like this, and when you tell us, we will deliver it for you in the future. For links to free and premium resources, please check the description and comments of this video. You can also go directly to our website, howtoanalyzedata.net, to download the materials related to this topic. I really appreciate your endorsement, support, and patronage of this channel. And thank you for considering to become a member and considering to subscribe. Please leave feedback, suggestions, or corrections in comments. And all the best on your journey. I'll see you in my next video.